So this is called the spectral SPECTRES experiment. Don't get too scared. What you're going to need is a picture. I'm going to use a picture of a spectre, a ghost. Now you don't need to use this picture of a ghost. You can draw your own ghost, of course, but you don't actually need to draw a ghost. You can try something else. But we're going to use this picture here. Now in a few seconds, you're going to see an image on screen. You won't see me anymore, thank goodness. You're going to see an image on screen of that. And this is what I'd like you to do. Are you ready? So look at the screen now, please, as you are anyway, and concentrate. You should now be seeing the image now. I want you to look into the center of the ghost, the red ghost, where its nose would be if it had one. And I want you to stare at that position. While I'm talking, you keep staring. Do not move your eyes from where that position is. So keep staring where its nose is. Stare now. Keep staring while I'm talking. I need you to stare like this really hard for about 30 seconds. Now I'm going to keep an eye on the time, of course. I want you to keep staring as hard as you can. It doesn't have to be 30 seconds, but the longer we stare, the better. And of course, if you do this on your own, you can just count in your head. Count up to 30 slowly. Now keep staring, keep staring. Try not to blink too much. Just keep staring at the middle of the nose where it would be if it was there. Keep staring. Now if you're doing what I'm asking you to do properly, you should notice by now that the image starts looking a bit weird and strange and fuzzy. But keep staring, don't look anywhere else. Right, when I give you a countdown, 3, 2, 1, keep staring while I'm talking. When I give you a countdown, I'm going to ask you to switch your gaze to the middle of the graveyard, where the gap is. But only when I ask you to. Ready? 3, 2, 1, switch your gaze. Now look into the graveyard. And start blinking quickly. Blink, 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 blink. Keep your eyes into the graveyard. Blink, blink, blink. And see what you can see. So, I wonder what you saw. Well, if you did what I asked you to do, what I'm hoping you saw was a bluey green image of a ghost moving around in the graveyard. You probably weren't able to keep it still. In fact, I'd be really surprised if you could. It would have been moving around, and every time you flicked your eye, it would have flicked somewhere else. Of course, it's moving because your eyeball's moving, so it would have been moving around. And it should have been a nice, bright, bluey green colour, which we call cyan. So why would you see a bluey green or cyan ghostly image in the graveyard? Why are you seeing that? Well, one of the reasons, and there's a few which I'm going to explain, the first one is you've been tiring out your eye. Of course, when you look at any picture around you right now, just think of one eye for the moment. The image that you're looking at outside, and when you were looking at the picture of the ghost, that image was shining into your eye and landing on the back of your eye, right at the back. We call it the retina. The layer at the back of the eye is called the retina, and it's covered with millions of little sensors. Some scientists say there's about 130 million little sensors there. Now interestingly, out of that whole 130 million, only about 8 or 10 million can see colour. Isn't that amazing? So that's actually quite a small number. Out of a whole 130 million, only about 8 or 10 million can see colour. Most of those colour sensors are actually clustered around the back of your eye, right in the middle. Clustered around the back, not so many around the outside, okay? So that's important to know that. Those colour sensors can only see 3 different colours, which is really interesting. Your sensors can only see blue, red and green, which is really interesting. That's all your eyes can actually see in colour. All the colours you actually are aware of, we might say perceive, that's done in your brain. Your brain actually takes all the information from your eyes, mixes it all around and allows you to see all the colours you do. Now, come back to our experiment. You were staring at a red ghost, okay? So that image of the redness landed on the back of your eye. Let's pretend it's there. The image of the red ghost was there. Now, where that image was landing on the back of your eye, remember you've got all those little colour sensors there, all 3 different colour sensors, but the redness was making the red sensors work the most. So they were doing most of the work because it was a red light. The blue and the green sensors weren't working so hard. They would have been doing a bit, but not so much. After about 10 seconds, those red sensors in particular were getting pretty tired because they only worked well for about 10 seconds, then they started getting a bit tired. So after about 10 seconds, your image probably started going a bit strange. So the redness was shining there, 10 seconds later, they're getting a bit tired. And I asked you to stare for a lot longer than 10 seconds. That's why your image went weird. And then when I said to you, right, I want you to now look at the graveyard scene, which was that way, you looked at a scene which was mostly white in the background. Now to see white, you need all those 3 colour sensors, the blue, green and red, all firing about the same power, the same strength. But remember, you've just tired out the poor red ones. They've been doing all that work for half a minute. So they got really tired where they were. So the green one and the blue ones wake up, because all the light shining on them as well, don't remember. They start doing their job okay. But the red ones are so tired, they're having trouble keeping up. So your brain only really gets most of the information from that area, from the green and the blue sensors. And when green and blue light get mixed together in your brain, it mixes together as a bluey green colour, which we call cyan. So that's why you saw the cyan ghost. So what other things could we change? Well, I'm sure you can come up with some easy ideas on this one. I asked you to stare at a red ghost, and after which you saw that bluey green or cyan image. Well, it's pretty obvious you could use different colours, isn't it? So how about using a green ghost or a yellow ghost or a blue ghost? Stare at those. Or in any other colour actually, I'm just giving you some examples. I'll draw your attention to an interesting thing. When you stared at the red ghost, you saw this bluey green or cyan after image, this ghostly image at the side. The cyan is in some ways the opposite to red. Scientifically, we say it's the complementary colour of red. And actually red is the complementary colour of cyan. So you always see the complementary colours when you do this experiment. So if you want to predict what colour you will see if you stare at, say, a green ghost, see if you can find out what the complementary colour of green is. Same for the yellow, same for the blue, and any other colour you choose. Of course, you could vary other things. You could vary the colour of the paper. If you're going to use paper, vary the colour of the paper you've got your image on and see what happens. So for example, if you drew another shape, you don't have to draw a ghost, remember, you might draw a green blob. So instead of a green blob on a piece of white paper and do the experiment, then draw a green blob on a piece of yellow paper and do the experiment, or blue paper and do the experiment. And I'm sure you can figure lots of other things too.